made the jump to it, so it'll be nice to see how it goes. Apparently, it's coming out of the dark ages. But, you know, I'll be the judge of that. It's like citizens infringement officer. Yep, well, I'll be the judge of that. Okay. Hopefully this works. Give me the old refresh and we'll see what happens. What the oh, hang on. I know what I've done wrong. There we go. Beautiful. We're back on track. Alrighty. Now, let me sit down and have a look at what we're working with. I always like to do the Christopher Lee from Willy Wonka when he's the dentist. Now, let's see what the damage is, shall we? Okay. He's like a fucking boogeyman. Yeah. Well, we got bigger things to worry about than Sri Lanka.
Paul.
Oh yeah, I also checked out Jury Duty again this week.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, man. I've got a soft spot for it. It's all right.
Yeah, it's a top movie.
Yeah, the Cream Machine. The job interview at the dairy. Well, I didn't get it. And the cameo from Andrew Dice Clay at the start. Yeah, personal. Yeah, I thought that one was really cool. I want to see if this will actually work. That is my junior college class ring, cum laude 69. Okay, upload that and we'll see if it works.
What game are you playing tonight?
Oh, just the director's cut of Resident Evil. I was actually doing a playthrough of it before the remake, but I was having a bit of a hard time with it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to leave a title like unfinished. And I was already past the halfway point, you know, like it's like what Teabag says in Prison Break. Hats over the wall now. I mean, we're committed, you know. We got to go and get the hat. Like, I mean, it was going good. Like, I guess, like, what it comes down to was I really wasn't expecting the difficulty spike to be as high as it was. But it is advanced mode and it is the director's cut. I don't know why I thought it would be on the easier side of things.
Yeah, that guy over there is Seabass.
Yeah, Seabass said that. With, like, the questioning tone. Alright, hopefully this works. That's a bit more like it. Like, we were fucking way past it. Yeah, we definitely saw Enrico's. The spoilers. We definitely saw Enrico's. But I was playing fast and loose with what happens after this, and I copped a few hits. We got up to the Black Tiger last year. Spiral off. We never fought it because I thought that was sort of good enough. Yeah, so anyway, I saw this video that was talking about why movies just aren't that great. So yeah, you've got woke, you've got remake, you've got no original ideas, you've got this, that, and the other. Could it simply be that the niche of going to a theatre just fucking doesn't fly? You know, at this day and age.
Yeah, I think that's the answer.
I think it's as simple as that. You know, it's done, man. It's done.
Yeah, young people don't have the same affinity for movies that older generations have. Movies were, they were the go-to media for the 20th century, and young people don't really have that affinity.
Yeah, no, they don't.
And as the people who grew up on movies get older, like, yeah, I don't hardly ever go to the movies. I mean, to think of
I've been
just
twice in 2 years.
it's just too much effort. It's too far out of my way. I'm too busy. It would have to be something monumentally big to get me to go to the cinema. And time moves fast when you're older. And when it's theatrically, it's another 2 or 3 months. It's streaming everywhere and it's on video, so I can afford to wait. It would have to be
widespread
something.
distribution of VHSs and DVDs isn't
Well, it's all streaming now, but yeah, sometimes it's on streaming within 2 weeks. So yeah, that's part of it as well. It's a confluence of things. I think it was a mistake to go as hard as they did during COVID, because you never want to. Well, it takes about a month or two to create a new habit. It takes a month or two to drop one. And if you're an avid moviegoer and you couldn't go to the movies for the better part of a year, you find something else to do. But there is, I think they're becoming more like event sort of experiences. Like there's another Avatar coming out and it'll rake it in because it's an event.
Yeah.
The Barbenheimer phenomenon from a year or two ago, it was an event. People felt like they had to see both. So things like that will, the Minecraft movie. So maybe that's the key to it. The thing that all those movies have in common is they all appeal to younger people. I see the Critical Drinker put up a movie. I haven't watched it, but he goes, "Why does no one remember Avatar or talk about Avatar?" But his audience is a bunch of middle-aged blokes. If you work with young people or are around young people, there's plenty of enthusiasm for Avatar. And things like Twilight and other things like that. But if all you hang out with is Redditors and YouTubers, you're probably not getting the most unbiased, objective view of what's popular and what isn't.
Yeah, I've lost track of how many times I get slammed because I'll and it's coming from a fuckwit who's got a Back to the Future 2 hoverboard mounted on the wall behind him with like 4 Mattel stickers on it.
Yeah.
Like what about
Well, it's just not realistic. It's one thing to really like movies and surround yourself with people who like movies, but the majority of people are what we call normies. That, yeah, like you'll go and see an Avatar when it comes out.
Yeah.
You'll have 1 or 2 conversations with your mates about it, and then you'll get on with your life. Yeah. you're not gonna rack up 100 Reddit posts about how shit it is. They're popular with normal people. Normal people don't hang out on Reddit bitching about movies all day.
Yeah, like I'll never forget the days when I used to have these recommenders going. The problem with The Last Jedi not safe for work and it runs for like 4 hours. I'm like, the fucking movie doesn't even go that long. Like, what could you possibly rant and rave about for 4.5 hours?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty astonishing. I'm excited for a lot of stuff. Whether it will entice me into a cinema or not, I think Avatar 3 looks incredible. I'm not the biggest fan of the first two, but it looks astonishing. It's incredible what they've accomplished, Jim Cameron and his team. There's some images from the Odyssey are being released, and that looks incredible. I cannot wait for Christopher Nolan's take on the Odyssey.
Yeah. That's the sequel to Troy, isn't it?
Yeah, well, canonically, it's basically after Troy had fallen. It's about Odysseus and the Greeks sailing home, and it's the movie Troy from the 2000. It makes it sound like they just sailed for a weekend, but the actual story, it took 10 years for them to finally conquer Troy, and it took Odysseus 10 years to sail home. He keeps getting sidetracked and goes on all these adventures.
That was Sean Bean's character.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. A part of me is a little bit sad he never got the chance to be in the Odyssey, because Troy did really well. It was a big hit all over the world.
I think it came second only to Spider-Man 2 that year, I think.
Oh wow, well there you go, yeah. But I think what we managed on is the Brad Pitt Troy it's very grounded, like whereas the original story, the Iliad, like it has like gods and a huge ton of characters, and so they really streamlined it for the film. But yeah, I thought Sean Bean was really good in that movie. Well, he's good in everything, what am I saying?
Yeah, is it? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure his first scene in the movie is when he goes to finish Achilles and Patroclus.
Yeah.
It's it's very early in the film that you see him first.
Yeah. The king of Ithaca.
Okay, so there's no achievements. Actually, I'm not even so sure if that trick works on fuck, that was easy. Just 3 actions. Yeah, well, we gotta get back to the past.
That's one thing that's bugging me about season 2 of Stranger Things. Admittedly, I'm only one episode of 10 minutes in, but they're really laying it on thick now. The season 1 was, they didn't really overdo the nostalgia. It's set in 1983, but they don't. But there's a couple of songs in there and that kind of thing, but it doesn't interfere with the story. But it's very typical of the industry when you latch onto something people love, like Baby Yoda. They're just saturating the market with it, and you get sick of it. They're like, I'm on one episode in, and they're blasting the scorpions, and like there's like 5 or 6.
What's the bet? It's probably just Rock You Like a Hurricane. That's it. It's the only fucking song any cunt can name.
And it was just on the nose. Geez, fellas, you had the right balance in season 1, and now you're sort of overcooking it.
There's one episode where it's
Yeah, I actually watched season one back in the day when it first came out. It didn't blow me away. I thought it was okay, but I enjoyed it much better this time around. And yeah, I needed some convincing as well to give it another shot. But so I was sort of timing it well. The fifth and final season is out, I think, later next month. So yeah, I should be able to work my way through seasons 2 to 4 by then.
But granted, the game came out in 2002, so maybe it's a bit full on to be chucking it under the bus like that. But that's sort of, part of the issue that I have is that it's a compounding thing when all we're doing is fucking launching onto the 80s decade. Because people who were little brats when that era was a thing think they missed out on something.
Yeah.
And keep going back to it all the time. I've been bashed over the head with it for about 20 years now, so even though Vice City didn't come out recently, that effect sort of, it's a knock-on effect. Like, because I said in the 80s, it's fucking alright, whatever, I just won't play it. Like, I'd much prefer these ghetto style San Andreas, but like, even that is starting to get washed away a little bit now.
Yeah, and I like the sort of rewriting of history. I don't know if it was Stranger Things or not, but I was watching another. It may have been set in the 80s, and the kid had a poster of John Carpenter's The Thing, and because everyone thinks now it was a huge hit.
No fucking kid was watching that shit.
It was a flop when it came out. It's only in the decades since that it's been hailed as one of the best films ever made. So yeah, it was just really funny to me that I saw this quote, because that's a modern. We just tend to think that things that are popular now are always popular. Believe it or not, Night of the Hunter flopped, and it's only now considered as one of the greatest films ever made.
Yeah, and my personal favourite was when Empire Strikes Back went tits up at release, but they don't want to admit that. It's sort of like a miracle that we even fucking ended up with Return of the Jedi.
Well, it did not do as well as the original Star Wars did, but that's another quirky thing. Like, back in the day, sequels generally didn't do as well. It was only, I'm trying to think when that really changed. Terminator 2 obviously did better, but that's not a fair comparison, because T1 was sort of a low budget kind of production.
For me, mate, the real sort of turning point, I think, was when the sequel needed to be bigger and better no matter what, and if it wasn't, like if it made $1 less, it was a total fuck up, it's a write-off, should have killed the franchise after one, was really The Dark Knight.
Yeah, that's probably the modern one, yeah.
Like that was like when The Dark Knight came out in 2008, like just fucking every sequel had to outperform the last, otherwise it was the iceberg had hit white bottom, had to get rid of it.
Yeah, that was a huge hit. But it's funny now, it probably wouldn't have gotten made because Batman Begins did all right, but it wasn't huge. But what it did do, right, it generated huge buzz and positivity and word of mouth, and it was critically acclaimed. I don't think any sort of studio would have the. They'd probably just look at the dollar signs now and go, it did all right, but not good enough, and wouldn't commit to a sequel. But the fact that they held their nerve more or less. But having said that, Batman Begins was very successful, but it wasn't the sort of $1 billion that The Dark Knight and Part 3 ended up raking in. It was sort of an impressive hit, but it wasn't like massive. But what it did do was, it was critically acclaimed. Audiences and critics alike loved it.
Yeah,
and that's
I think
what
like Begins
sustained.
It's something that I made up. So every Friday when I'm streaming with my mate, I want to have the logo on there as well. So that's why that's it. Like I think, and I mean, it's funny how people say that, like DC, like when you look at the box office successes between Marvel and DC, and they talk about all that comparison between them. But just on the rewriting of history, one of the things that cracks me up the most is they talk about how DC Batman on his own almost dethroned the original Avengers movie at the box office. Like he got within striking distance. Like what did he fall short by? Like 100,000 or something? The Dark Knight Rises on its own almost outgrossed the Avengers.
Yeah, they were right up there, both of those films. That's something Christopher Nolan, I think, said. He was not a big fan of putting all the DC heroes in a shared universe, particularly Superman and Batman. He says their iconography is just so powerful they can sustain their own series. I wonder what he thinks about what they tried to do with... But he was an executive producer on some of those movies. Although that was kind of retroactively added to the DCEU, wasn't it? I think it was conceived as a standalone story. It wasn't until the MCU were really gathering steam that DC and Warner Brothers sort of said, okay, well, it was a standalone, now let's retroactively the start of a new universe.
And I think that was the thing that really sort of derailed what they were trying to do with their Snyderverse. Because, like, even on, like, a first viewing of Man of Steel, it's about as subtle as getting hit in the head with a brick. That was not concocted to jumpstart anything. Like, that was just a Superman movie taken as it is. But if you're going to do a universe, you sort of have to start with Superman, right? Like, he is the flagship character of Warner Brothers. So at that point, it was just easier. It's similar to, I think they're going to end up doing this anyway, like the Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson Batman. 100% is just going to be made, yeah, well, that's our Batman moving forward. Tough tits, deal with it. I think that's what they're going to do here, and I reckon they should.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to some of their projects. I'm really interested and intrigued by this Clayface movie, and I finally sat down last year and watched The Batman and was pretty impressed with it. I didn't think I would like it, but I ended up enjoying it a lot, and I'm told the Penguin series that follows on from it is outstanding as well. So they've served up some solid stuff in the last couple of years.
What music are you talking about, Ben? I can't hear anything. I can only hear the conversation.
Could be. I mean, I'll turn the cricket down.
Yeah, but I can't hear it. But if he can, I'm getting no feedback on my sound. The only time I'm getting anything from out of my desktop is when you talk. fucking amateur hour. Alright, that should get us back on track. No, keep your cricky at the same volume, mate. It was just the thing that I was doing here. Yeah, alright. Yeah, look, everything will go off without a hitch. Sound test
Yeah.
is what that is. Now, what was I fucking ranting and raving about? Oh yeah, the Matt Reeves Batman being added into the DCU. Like, I think that's like 100%. I don't know why people are against it.
Yeah, and what else have they got coming? Another
Clayface,
Superman movie? Yeah, Clayface.
Supergirl. Like, I don't follow any
Yeah.
of the TV shows like Peacemaker or whatever it's called, Peacekeeper. I don't follow any of that crap.
Yeah, I am intrigued by that. I think I've been a bit derailed by Stranger Things, but I definitely want to check out Peacemaker.
They're just not
That
as jacked as me.
Yeah, that cameo was terrific. It was one of my favorite parts of Superman.
Yeah.
That cameo it turned me from 0 to 100. A character I had zero interest in. Now I'm really intrigued to learn more about.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just jealous. They're just not as jacked as me.
Yeah, they're just not as jacked as me, and that's just the one throwaway line. Like that line could even be from an episode.
Yeah.
I need that hexagonal crank, which I'm pretty sure is this one. Fuck it, give me both of them. Yeah, I don't know, man, and like that, what, the barbarians or whatever it's called, the Amazons or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
Game of Thrones with them. I've got zero fucking interest in that, and there's no convincing me otherwise. My eyes are just all set on where Superman goes next, really.
Yeah.
I was very happy with the movie, but it's low testosterone. Oh, go away. Go and watch the fucking Tate Brothers or whatever. Like, fucking go away. I thought Superman was awesome. I do like the new Supergirl poster with Crypto taking a piss on the wall.
Yeah, right.
It looks
So
really...
that comes out next year.
Next year, I think. Yeah, I think we get that, yeah. So I'm pretty keen to see where all that goes.
Yeah.
No, I haven't wrapped up Deadpool yet, but like I was saying, no, I have got it in the can. I definitely, actually, that might be a weekend job. I'll check that out now while we have a bit of a breather. I downloaded the first Deadpool. I'll see. Tell me the joke. Tell me what it's all about.
Yeah.
I think it'll be alright. There's a hexagonal hole. Now, I'm pretty sure you need to turn this thing 3 times, and then the rock comes to kill you. Yeah, instead of me lifting it, I shit my pants. Lovely story. I love that line by Randall. You know, but what really started to confuse me about moviegoers was this sort of phenomenon that started happening with people who, you know, like they go and they enjoy the movie for whatever reason. They like it, hate it, whatever. But for some reason, the topic of discussion always comes down to how much money it made. Like, but if you enjoyed the movie, what difference does that make?
Yeah, I mean, whether something's a hit or it flops, it generally comes out on home media and streaming. It's
Yeah.
it's always sort of good that if a movie you like does well, I suppose. But even then, like with The Thing from 1981, sometimes these things find their audience in time. Like Blade Runner was a notorious flop. Again, now it's hailed as one of the best movies ever made.
And just on that real quick, like you're talking about things that were like moderate successes back in their day, which people 40 years after the fact think were these major pillars of fucking, you know, pop culture at the time. Like the term pop culture didn't even exist back in the 80s, but the other thing is movies that were massive hits on release are suddenly retconned into being, you know, these projects that people had no faith in. Like, I've lost track of how many times I've seen that about people talking about Jurassic Park when it came out. No one had faith in it. What the fuck do you mean no one had faith in Jurassic Park? It had a royal premiere. It had the largest budget known to man at the time, and Spielberg was directing it off of the biggest selling book at the time, heralded by the greatest author at the time. What the fuck do you mean no one had any faith in it?
Yeah, I remember when that came out, and no, there was no talk like that. It was only ever going to be a huge hit.
Yeah.
There was no consideration that this was not going to do well or not be well received. So yeah, that it was one thing it wasn't was the little engine that could.
Yeah, man, I've
Um,
never even seen snow before in my life.
um, Another good example that springs to mind is the Bourne Identity. Now that
I just
was
fucked myself. Yeah, no,
a
go on, man.
turkey. Yeah, that was a turkey. And even Matt Damon says that the trailers were very underwhelming. The buzz was shit. There was no real energy or enthusiasm, and
It was low testosterone.
yeah, I love that term sleeper hit. That means a movie that was supposed to flop but didn't. Um, and yeah, it was a huge hit.
And
And
a
it,
cult following for a movie that's awesome, that totally bombed out in theaters, but everyone loved after the fact.
yeah, and they were rewarded with the second and third ones. They were big hits. Um, so yeah, it's hard to tell. And a lot of it is kind of timing as well. It's one thing I don't know who said this, but I'm starting to agree with them. It's a miracle anything gets made. It
Mm.
really is. It's how anything gets made is an act of God. How anything comes out on time that's actually good. It's truly extraordinary.
You know, it's funny, like, for all the things that you can say about John Peters, it's a quote from that Superman Lives documentary that always lives in my head. And that is, I mean, if you take getting something made out of the equation, it takes like just the effort to motivate people to want to do it.
Yeah.
It's like you have to sell your soul, like
Yeah,
just
you
to do
really
that.
do.
To the amount of energy it takes to get people in the mindset that this is something that's doable, like that on its own is quite the feat.
Yeah, he's exactly right. And Michael Bay's talked about it as well. Just this tremendous amount of energy to get people excited to even, yeah, want to get off their ass. Um, it's just, but it's apathy. It's everywhere. Apathy is it's 100% killing our society.
Yeah,
But yeah, but that John Peters guy, he's definitely right. It's to if something comes along that gets people excited enough to want to do something and get it made, it's a miracle in and of itself.
it's welded and does not open. Well, then why the fuck even have a door there, Capcom? Like, they do that shit all the time. No purpose. Like, why is it there? You're trying to piss me off. But some of the other stories that I hear about Michael Bay are really cool as well. Like, I remember Jason David Frank said something that reminded me of it. And it's on the Power Ranger um, box set on that little green disc that's in there. And he was like, you know, like when like going through hair and makeup in the morning, it pisses me off sometimes that I'll have like this lock that's always hanging down, and I'll say to my makeup artist, "Look, can you just move that out of the way?" "Oh no, we need to get the hairstylist back in here to do that. Can you just move it?" Which is why in Zeo and Turbo the hair's just like super curly all the time, because he's like, "I just got over things like that. Um, just wake me up in the morning, I'll whack some powder on, away we go." Um,
Yeah.
you know, and I'll tie that into Michael Bay because I heard a similar thing about him, where like he'll flat out like operate machinery to move shit around a set because he like, I mean, why do we have to wait for someone to do that? We got everything to do it now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I've read a little bit about it, about the sort of behind the camera guys, and I think because I think a lot of that's heavily unionized as well. But yeah, well, it's sort of, the days of like Jim Cameron just sitting in the back of a ute filming a chopper flying under a bridge. It's
Free-handed, by the way.
yeah, and the guy
Like there
did it
were
like
no rigs back then, man.
and the guy the pilot did it like 3 times to prove he could. Fucking what a legend.
I love the pilot's attitude about it. Everyone shut up. I'm the pilot. let me figure this out. Flying underneath the underpass.
Yeah, I believe that dude has a cameo in the film. He's the guy that T-1000 says to get out in the chopper. I think it's the actual pilot.
Far out, man. Like, why does Hollywood only make remakes and sequels to these franchises? Because you won't shut the fuck up talking about them, babe. Like, you think about it, like, I mean, like, what, like, one of the most watched things right now is that Alien Earth, further proving that these people have got no idea what they're talking about. So which is it? Is it too many remakes and too many sequels, or do you love the arse off of this new Alien series, or whatever it is?
Yeah, I've heard it's all right. I still have to sit down and watch it. Um, there's also the It prequel series as well that looks all right.
Is that
Predator
that Welcome to
Boundless,
Dairy? Yeah.
yeah. Welcome to Derry, yeah. But I'm gonna wait until more of them are released. My days of watching a show week to week are over.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I just do this.
Um,
I just do the Stephen King. 250 characters. Fuck that.
yeah.
Like the guy writes for a living. When Twitter doubled their character intake on their post, 250 characters. Fuck that. I don't know, but is it just it light, or like what actually is it? Um,
Well, I think it might be all right because as good as the adaptations are, or as bad as what people think, I don't know, they had to remove a lot. Like the book is huge, and
yeah.
Um, King punctuates the book with these interludes where Mike Hanlon is researching the history of dairy, and he picks up things about the creature's life cycle and all these disasters that have befallen the town. And they sort of mention it a little bit in the Tim Curry miniseries and the later films from a couple of years ago. But yeah, to have a series that can really explore all that, because a lot of that's some of the better written parts of the book, where you'll learn a lot about dairy and its history and all that sort of stuff. So it's why a girl at work I was talking to who's a big Harry Potter fan,
Shit.
she's she's excited about the HBO show because as good as the films were, those later books are huge and a lot of stuff had to be taken out to streamline the story. So to have a television series to give it the room to breathe, because it's an amazing world J.K. Rowling created, um, they just sort of want to see more stuff from it, and a television series will give you the scope to do that.
I know there's a lot of people that would really like a TV series that adapts the Michael Crichton Jurassic Park like to the letter. Um, like I wouldn't shy away from it. I think like if you think that that's even a fair shot, like I just think you're off with the fairies if you think they're seriously entertaining that. Um,
I would love
I'd
to
be
see
up
some.
for it. I just don't think there's no shot in hell that it's ever going to happen.
No, and I'd rather see adaptations of his other books. His Volcano one that came out a year or so ago that was ghost written by James Patterson. That'd be awesome. I think it has been optioned for a film, but yeah, yeah, I want to see some of his other works either get adapted for the first time or readapted. Um, it's like Robert. I've talked about that before. He wrote a ton of good novels. As good as The Bourne Identity is, the guy, like I just said, the guy wrote a fuck ton of good novels. Um, so we just keep hammering Jason Bourne into the ground. He wrote like half a dozen of those novels he wrote would make a terrific film.
See, I'm sort of in that camp as well. Like, I'd like to see Micro get a film.
Yeah,
To be honest, I'm actually quite shocked it hasn't yet. And I think if we have to go through dinosaurs again, I wouldn't rule out Dragon Teeth as well. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah, I'd love to see Micro. I believe it's sort of stopped and start, sort of trying to get made. It's stalled at the moment, but I think there was a time they tried to get it made. I think we'll see it eventually, no doubt.
Yeah, I'll keep it on the down low.
Yeah.
Low down, no doubt. Fuck me, this game is a broken, glitchy, fucked up mess. Like, what the fuck, man? Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh my god. Fuck's sake. Yeah, fuck off. Look, Capcom sometimes didn't have their Wheat Bix. Alright, it's fine. We all do it. But fuck, man, I'll never pretend that Resident Evil is a masterpiece. You know, unless it's the remake. But even then, like I was doing my tit about some things that are in that. It's electronically locked. Well, that's great. Yeah, yeah. The network jingle. We bring you joy. We bring you strife. I wrote that. Well, you must be very proud of yourself. I'm just going for the headshots because I'm tired of fucking around. Well, there's always, when there's a giant bookshelf just standing there, like, there's always something behind that, right? Yeah, I, for the life of me, can't figure out why the tree apple man woman. Yeah, like, you'll find that with a lot of authors, eh? Where they'll have that one theatrical successful adaptation, and then that's it. That's all they're known for.
Yeah, and some of them struggle to come to terms with that. I mean, it,
To be honest, I'm gonna put King on that list because of the amount of dummy spitting that he was doing over the Shining adaptations, where he hates the Kubrick one, so he goes and does one on his own, which next to no one's ever heard of.
yeah, who was what's his name? Steven Weber, I think, was in that. It's
Hmm.
but again, it's a weird kind of phenomenon. The book is very different to the film. I mean, the skeleton's there, but Kubrick really made it his own. Um, it's yeah, it's interesting how that happened. But King, he's in a bit of a purple patch lately.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, his adaptations are finally getting good because he was notorious for bad ones. He's had some shockers getting his um films adapted. But the tide started to turn when the 2017 It came out. That did all right.
Oh nah, man, the Stand miniseries. He's a righteous man.
Yeah, Larry Underwood, baby, can you dig your man?
Yeah.
He's a righteous man.
Alright, I'll take a photo of that because we're gonna need that. The best one is when he's singing it when she's in the other room trying to get a rise out of her. Like she's just ignoring him and he just keeps singing that shit
Yeah, the
on a
song
loop.
appears a few times. Yeah, Larry's singing it with the guitar. Randall Flagg sings it a few times. Um, and they did produce an actual song for it. You only hear a snippet of it in the miniseries when Larry is introduced. He's listening to it on the radio, but the full song is available on YouTube. Baby, can you dig your man? I forget who sings it though in real life.
Who
And
was? Yeah.
yeah, go on. What were
Uh,
you saying?
I know. I was just going to ask who was what Mother Abigail? I think the name was.
Yeah, she's the leader of the good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who? Do you remember who played her in the miniseries?
No, not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's all right. Yeah.
Although I think Whoopi Goldberg plays her in the latest one. The Stand was readapted as a television show in I think 2021 or two,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't last long with that.
Oh, what
Um,
the fuck? Oh, where did he come from? Yeah. Okay, so they took another crack at it.
yeah, I watched one or two episodes. They do something really weird. It jumps forward and backwards in time. So you'll have a scene where the plague is ongoing, like the first part of the book and the first part of the original miniseries, and then it will jump ahead to later parts of the story, and then it would jump back. It was weird how they did it. Um, who? It's not Bill Skarsgård. It's the blonde, pretty one. I think it's Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh
He's the
man, I
new,
can. They're all the same to me, man.
yeah, he's the new Randall Flagg in it. And I think I didn't watch enough for Mother Abigail to appear, but I think Whoopi Goldberg plays her. Yeah.
Okay, so this should be what gets us in. One bitch in the world, mate. One bitch with many faces. Yeah, well, I didn't think it was very realistic.
Yeah.
I've ever only seen the Stand miniseries one. It's weird that that had a miniseries. Oh, well, I suppose even like back in 1990, the Richard Thomas, it was a miniseries as well. So I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
all right, it sort of was the thing for Stephen King books back in the day.
Yeah, well, particularly those two because they're so long. Um, a mini series was probably the sensible choice to give it the story, The Room to Breathe. Uh, The Stand was a long book when it came out, and the revised extended King was forced to cut about 400 or 500 pages when it first was published, and then in the early 90s he restored those pages for the Stand, the complete expanded revised edition. Well, that's the one I've read. That's the one I own. But yeah, it and the Stand. I'm not sure if they're his two longest books, but they are long, like well over 1,000 pages. So yeah, it'd be tough to do in a feature film.
It was only a few months away, man.
What's that?
It was only a few months away.
Yeah.
Alright, so those are the electronic locks raised. I might even have this clocked off tonight. I thought there was a bit more to this. It's just that, that's the remake for you, I think, is a lot of that. The remake with Lisa really pads out a lot of the stuff. But when you take Lisa out of it, like, you lose the sub-basement, you lose the courtyard, you lose the cabin, you lose all that stuff. Like, I'm actually quite shocked at just how condensed the original Resident Evil is compared to compared to the remake. But yeah, we are at the arse end of this. See, but I always thought, man, like, editors would really go out of their way to keep authors, like, you know, keep them on a bit of a leash, because if they shoot over and give you, like, a 10,000 word document, like, wouldn't that just be just a little bit too much?
Oh, it can depend. I mean, Dune, for example, is a long book. and yeah, they're spreading it out over 3 movies. Uh, it's not as long as The Stand, though. I don't believe it is, but I'd have to double check. What else have we got? Yeah, The Lord of the Rings. It's 3 volumes, so 3 films. Um, what else was there?
Well, The Hobbit isn't a particularly long book, and that had 3 films and 3 extended cuts. So
Yeah, well, that's just a cynical cash grab, isn't it?
that
There's
is
no other
the
way.
that is the textbook definition of that. Yeah.
Yeah. They've done it before. The Deathly Hallows was expanded to 2 films, and I think the Hunger Games book. There was 3 books and there's 4 films. I think they split the third book over 2 films as well.
Yeah, but you're only allowed to do that with the last one. Twilight Breaking Dawn, I think, was split into 2 as well.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah. So that means there's 5 in total.
Yeah, 5 films, 4
Yeah.
books. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this is weird. These crates look movable. Oh shit! Oh, nah, that's fucking game. Oh, I fucking get out. I didn't realize that thing there in the middle. That room is not. Um, Hang on, let me check the map real quick. That better be a fucking save room there. Alright, there we go. I mean, yeah, when it comes to King adaptations, I know I've said this a couple of times, but I mean, I'm just holding out for that cosmic turtle.
Yeah.
Which I just don't think is ever going to happen, which is why I was talking about Discworld the other weekend, going like that now, because someone said to me, I think it was in the Discord, someone was like, if you really want to have giant cosmic world turtles, like, have you ever heard of Discworld? I'm like, nah, never heard of it. Check that out, because because you'll probably never see that in a Stephen King thing, but even though that it is there, like talking about Maturin, like, yeah, like he is a thing, but he's not really a thing. In like the Dark Tower and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, yeah, all right, I can understand that.
Yeah.
The 9 or so guardians that there are of the Dark Tower, like, and Maturin's one, like, you know, all of, like, even in the book, like, that, a lot of that stuff is just mentioned in passing.
Yeah, which is the best way to probably do it. Yeah, because he's got this, like the Dark Tower is like the spine, sort of linking all of his fiction together. But I think it does work best as these fun little Easter eggs. A character here might show up there. A reference here might come up later there. Um, those things are always kind of fun, but sometimes authors can get themselves into trouble um, uh, when they sort of maybe lean too far into it. It's I was in the book, read it, and that's some people are sort of souring on Sanderson because they just think he's overdoing it now and it's too much. He's got this whole cosmology, Cosmere, but
It's
it was
running
fun
away
and
from him now.
yeah, it was a lot fun when he'd have these sort of trilogies and like you know if you're lucky you caught it, like one random guy would show up here and then like a dozen stories later he might reappear. Like those things were really fun, but yeah, they reckon it's sort of getting away from him now and it's a little bit too much. But having said that, he did promise that. He said as the books go on, um, characters they will start to intermingle and become aware of each other's existence and things. So it's not like he sort of, you know, whipped the towel off the readers in the shower and went ha ha and ran away. He's been promising this for, you know, several years now, that the all the planets and all these worlds in the cosmere will start to interact as the as his novels sort of go on. But it's becoming a bit too inaccessible, I guess, is probably what they're and I feel their pain. There's just not enough time to read everything I want to.
See, because that's what annoys me a lot with people in the because season 4 of Chaos Theory just came out, and that's great and all, but people who are arguing for live action Jurassic series and all this kind of stuff, really think about what you're asking when you post shit like that. Like, because I don't want the Jurassic franchise to be, you gotta watch this TV show from fucking 14 years ago to understand anything that's going on. Like, that'll just start pissing me off.
Yeah.
Because when you've got to do that, you've catered your viewer base to the aging populace. And that's just certain doom. Like, you've got, like, your only target market is a consumer base that is dying out.
Well, that's the problem the MCU got into strife with.
Yeah.
They had the balance perfect. You know, it's 2, sometimes 3 movies a year. And as much as fans like to crap on about how interconnected they weren't really. Like, you may get a mid-credits scene or a post-credits scene. Like, they weren't
very, very
like
loose, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They're early phase movies, with the exception of 1 or 2 films. You can pretty much watch them in any order. They don't ruin it. But when they got into television with their Disney Plus shows and that, they're just asking too much. Like, it's when you're telling me I have to watch a 10-episode series to keep up with events that will be in the next film. Nah, no deal. I've got to go watch something else.
Like, you now have to, which annoys me, because a film, like, the second a film has to rely on external media to explain itself, the film has failed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck if it's got Marvel Production Studios, whatever, stamped on its tit. If, like, you know, it's like pulling out a non-canon book to explain the ending of The Last Jedi. Alright, I guess. And but, like, that's why, like, I mean, like, the people who are arguing for things, like, they want a Hurricane Clarissa TV movie. Like, fucking why? Oh, we want to see the InGen cleanup of 1994. Why? Like, what does that, like, you like, and these are the people who are ranting that fucking Rebirth didn't push the boundary enough. Like, all they're asking for are just these lame-ass period pieces. Like, no,
that sounds awful.
I would rather have 9 Jurassic World Rebirth movies than a piece of shit web series that's set in the 90s. You know, like, I don't want that. Like, you know, whenever I read, like, when I read the comments engaging, like, what fans are asking for of a franchise, I just can't help but think a little bit of Spinal Tap when I start reading that shit. Like, I've been working with this for about half an hour now. Like, I'm a little bit like, this miniature bread, we got problems all over, don't even know where to start. When I read comments like that, just fuck, man. Yeah, we got to get over this nostalgia of, you know, baiting bullshit. Oh yeah, we need a movie set between Jurassic Park and The Lost World. Alright, you're sending me mixed signals here. It reminds me of that scene from Peep Show when they're talking to Mark about remodeling this newly married couple are talking to Mark about remodeling their bathroom. We obviously want something very traditional, but something also very modern. Well, it's kind of impossible to marry those two things together.
Yeah, and you hear that all the time.
Yeah, like, we want the same. I remember you telling me James Cameron said something there was a quote from James Cameron that said, when it comes to sequels, they want the same thing but different.
Yeah.
Which is, like, that is the most accurate thing. How does everyone walk away from a sequel happy? You give them the same shit again and just make them think that it's new.
Yeah.
Which pretty much sums up what T2 is.
Well, it's a different genre.
Yeah.
That's his key to it. Whereas Terminator 1 was more sci-fi horror. Terminator 2 is more sci-fi action.
Which is
That's the key
exactly
to it.
which is exactly what he ended up doing with Aliens as well.
Yeah,
Granted, he never directed the first one of that, but same principle.
yeah, he just changed the genre. That was the sort of key to it.
There should be one more of these fucking discs. Have I already got it? I've already got it, yeah. Alright, no, we're doing pretty good. I am a little bit lost in this lab though, because it's very different to the one from the remake. That's where the self-destruct thing is. Those 3 discs will take us to Jill. And we need to go into that middle room there. Alright, I think we can fucking do the end game now. Because the end game of 2009's Iron Man was always a talking raccoon. You know, I do quite like the people who take the piss and are just trolling when they say things like that. They'll be like, oh yeah, you know, this is the real end game, this Avengers Doomsday. Oh, did you see the, that reminds me real quick, just totally forget about that. Was there any truth to the Tobey Maguire leak for Doomsday?
Well, I read an article that's wrapped filming. Yeah, there's lots of rumors about who and who isn't in it, but there's nothing concrete yet.
Yeah,
Like
alright.
multiple versions of Doctor Doom, played by some pretty famous actors. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see next year, I suppose. Is it next year or the year after?
It's
Avengers
27,
Doomsday.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it 27? I think it might be 27.
yeah, 2027.
It's the journey, not the destination, man.
Yeah, no, it's next year, 2026. Yeah.
Really? Fuck. Well, there you go then. You don't have the passcode. Okay, so there are separate machines this time around, are there? Your kid, sister, mother, whatever. Alright, we're going through... Yeah, so I'm guessing the locations have all changed for these things as well. The disc readers, where the fuck would they be? Like, I've been working with this for like half an hour now. Well, it's one louder, isn't it? Yeah, well, why not just make 10 a little bit louder? You know what? Like, that needs to be something that people study as well. When a mockumentary is done so spectacularly that people think that it's a real fucking band. Like,
Yeah,
you've totally... And people still fall for that to this day. Like, that's crazy.
Rob Reiner. Yeah, what a filmmaker.
Yeah, this miniature bread. Now, this did almost kill me, so I'm trying to be a bit more about how to do this, because I've been working with this for about half an hour now. See, but there's no way to get that crate, because the only way you could get that crate right Oh, what the fuck, Chris? God, I hate this fucking game when it comes to things like that. I thought you could just crawl out of it, but apparently not. what's the bet? That's, yeah, in caution straight away. I wonder what other different versions of Doctor Doom will be there then. I kind of hope that the Robert Downey Jr. one isn't sort of, because I don't get that, man. I really don't.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how faithful they're going to be to um, Jonathan Hickman's storyline, that huge incursion storyline that ran about 12 or so years ago in the Avengers books, where, yeah, Doctor Doom, it turns out it's like Doctor Doom is the mastermind behind it all. Um, so yeah, it's a huge story. Hopefully they can pull it off.
It's going to be interesting. I'll give it that. I don't know. Like, I think Victor Von Doom is just such an awesome character. It's just to think that it's been almost what, or are we over 30 movies now?
Well, we'd have to be getting close, yeah.
To finally be doing that. Oh, I was meant to ask, did you ever get around to the Fantastic Four first steps?
No, not yet, but yeah, we've got until this time next year. To yeah, and this is how the MCU should work. I don't feel like I'm hugely behind. I just have to watch one movie, maybe two,
And
and then I'll be up.
you've got like 13 months to do it.
Yeah, and then I'll be up to speed.
Yeah, well, it's the MCU. Oh, fuck this. I'm just gonna wing this. Yeah, nah, I wasn't expecting to make it there. When was my last hard save? I might just pick it up from there. Well, I wonder what the shows on Marvel side are actually doing now. Like, are there any in circulation at the moment? I remember when it was going a bit crazy with things like Moon Knight.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. I think they've got Wonder Man coming out. He's actually not a bad character. Uh, Simon Williams, Wonder Man. Got a lot of history in the Marvel Universe. Um, what else have they got coming out? I think there's a Vision solo show.
I don't know about that. I mean, aren't we a little bit visioned out? Like, wasn't he all through that fucking One Division?
Yeah, I guess they're picking up plot threads from that. That wasn't bad as well, actually. Well, it's only 8 episodes. It wasn't too taxing.
Is it? Did that rumor of Ian McKellen's Magneto appearing in it? Did that actually happen?
No, they cast the guy, the Fox version of Quicksilver from the First Class movies. He showed up, but he's not that character. I think he's a slightly different variation of it. The Quicksilver from Days of Future Past.
Yeah, okay.
Not the Aaron Taylor Johnson one, the other dude.
Yeah, that other Prada. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's in One Division.
I'll never forget what Duncan Casey said about multiverses, because what a multiverse really means is that characters from defunct franchises can potentially return.
Yeah.
Is really what it is.
Yeah, but some I'm kind of interested in. I think it's great that Rebecca Romaine is coming back. Because yeah, I really enjoyed her as Mystique in those early X-Men films. James Marsden, he's a pretty cool actor, so some of them I'm looking forward to. Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler.
Which I find fucking insane that's
I,
actually
I,
happening. I mean, he's like 25 years older and he's going to do that.
yeah, I always thought they missed a trick not bringing him back, but I'm not sure why he never came back. But yeah, it was kind of annoying that he never returned for part three.
Yeah, that's right. He's totally absent from Last Stand, isn't he? Like he's not even mentioned.
Yeah, but I think they've probably felt pressured because they were already copping flack for not introducing Beast, rightly so. But he finally appeared in part three.
That was Kelsey Grammer, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I think he's back as well.
Well, why not? I mean, if they can walk around unassisted, have him in there, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, top up their super.
Yeah, like I suppose that's it. But I always found it interesting with Beast, that moment when he puts his hand near the kid that can turn off mutant powers, he suddenly loses all of his fur. I'm like, oh, I don't really remember that being his power, but who cares?
Yeah, that's right. They kind of sort of merged his powers in the one for Singer's films, or that was Brett Ratner. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hmm. I actually didn't mind Last Stand as much as a lot of other people did. Like I think there's been shitter movies than Last Stand. And funny enough, a lot of them have come from Singer.
yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I think the bad thing about it is he Singer clearly had some ideas that were not what we got.
We're going in a new direction.
Yeah,
Creative
so it's
differences.
and it was a massive coup by Warner Brothers at the time to poach him away from Marvel for Superman Returns. And I guess it was a Pyrrhic victory because X-Men 3 um, was not as well received as 1 and 2, and Superman Returns has been kind of forgotten, so it was a bit of a scoreless draw, wasn't it?
Because I think the problem with them is that they were both just Superman Returns, especially, man. Um, just nothing. Like it's just such a nothing movie.
Yeah, which is annoying because X-Men 1 and 2 were really imaginative and creative. So, and he claims to be a bigger fan of Superman than X-Men, but that
Well,
doesn't really shine through on the screen.
yeah, you see, whenever I hear this shit, and I hear it from people that say things like, "Oh yeah, well, if you didn't like Superman Returns, then you're not really a Superman fan." Well, I'll see your statement and I'll raise you a statement. If you love Superman Returns and hate everything that came after since, you're not a Superman fan. You're a fucking Dick Donner fan, is what you are. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let's not, let's not get shit confused here. If you love Superman Returns, fine, that's great. You got what you wanted, more of the same.
Yeah.
Because that's literally all it is.
Yeah, it was
And I can't
it
believe
was
James Marsden fucking opted for Superman Returns and not X-Men 3.
yeah, it's kind of bizarre, but yeah, it was just too reverential for I think the best comment I heard is if like Superman's triumphant return, he probably could have stayed gone for a few more years.
See, here's what I don't understand with James Marsden, right? Why would you give up playing Cyclops? Uh, why would you opt out of doing Cyclops again for the third time and have a nice set trilogy under your belt? to go and play Lois Lane's boyfriend, who's not fucking Clark Kent. Yeah, Jason White. What? Like, I can't fucking believe that. Like, if
Yeah.
that was his
I think
agent
he's
or if that was him, I don't know, but someone needs to answer for that.
well, I think he's got form in that. Isn't he in the Notebook as the other guy as well? Not Ryan Gosling. Um, he's playing this other Prada who has no chance. Of course, she's going to end up with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Superman, yeah, Brainiac goes to the Fortress of Solitude looking for Superman. Superman's dead at this point. Hope I didn't spoil the movie for anybody. You know, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that story that Kev Smith was telling when he handed in like his first draft or his first revision or whatever of the Superman Lives script, and one of the first things Lorenzo de Bonaventura asked him is, why the fuck is Brainiac killing an animal? Um, like the polar bear scene.
Yeah.
Like, he's just utterly taken back that that's a thing. Like, why is Brainiac killing an animal? See, I've got the other MO disc, but I don't know where the hell it goes. It's not actually in this room, is it? Nah, it won't be in here. None of that shit's that easy. I know where the other one will be. It'll be in the self-destruct. Yeah, but I don't want to waste shoddy shells on these guys, because I think the gimmick of this area is no matter what you do, these idiots are always going to spawn in no matter what. So kill them, don't kill them. I don't think it matters on advanced mode. There's always going to be zombies in these corridors no matter what. I was hoping the cockroaches would not be in this game, but they... Oh, shit. There he is. They are. Are they going to be easy to kill? Probably not. Fuck, I was really hoping that they were going to be a remake-only thing, but... It's a passcode output if I had an MO disc, which I do have. See, like, I just had a love tap from one, man. Let it be. Set your anger free. Well, we only wanted to come in here to do that. If I get the Magnum, I can come back and kill these guys later. But I don't want to be fucking around with these guys for too long, because if they're anything like the Hunters, I'm hoping that they're not, because like the Hunters, like 5 shotgun blasts to kill one of them is just ridiculous. Now, did that zombie spawn back in? Okay, so no, he stayed dead. So this area might actually be safe, providing we kill all of the threat. And Chris learns how to fucking aim. There's nothing else hiding around this corner, is there? There's a switch where you press it. There's no reaction. So, yeah, but like, why does Capcom do shit like that? Oh, there's a door here. Would you like to go through it? Door's welded shut. Like, well, why even ask? I can't stand games that do that. Like, that's not good design, man. See, I also think another problem though that these sort of movies are having is like, how long has it been since... It's been like 6 years, hasn't it, since Endgame?
Oh, yeah. 2019.
It's like 6-7 years, something like that. Like, that's like, we're almost a decade removed from Endgame, man. And like, there hasn't really seemed to be any hitting our stride since then.
Yeah, well, they're kind of struggling a little bit as well post Endgame. They, I mean, what do you do when you've accomplished your goal?
I can accomplish my goals.
Yeah, they the Infinity Saga was wrapped up, so
That was a good comment that I heard about the Infinity Saga, and that was, well, that whole, like, the MCU when Endgame came out, I think it was after, like, the first couple um, films that were in production when Endgame was coming out had just been released, and they've been a little bit subpar. One of the comments that I heard that I think was really interesting was, well, that universe has pretty much done everything I would want a Marvel universe to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Like, I mean, like, all of the A-listers are in there. Like, even fucking Spider-Man ended up making an appearance. Like, I mean, like, what else was sort of left undone?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, it's a nice box set, isn't it? You got the entire Infinity Saga comprising, what, 20 odd films.
Yeah, but Avatar is the rusted on franchise. That critical drink of it, I'm half tempted to watch it now just to hear the brain rot that's in that.
Yeah, it just sort of, I was scrolling past and it was there. I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, I mean, that's just such low-hanging fruit for his audience.
Why is no one talking about Avatar anymore? Like, weren't you the guy just bitching and complaining about the oversaturation of the market? So you pick on a film that had a 10-year drought before its second installment, and you're upset that people aren't talking about it. Like, pick a fucking lane, man.
It's so weird. People, so many people are talking about people not talking about Avatar. In other words, people are talking about Avatar. I mean, the fucking cognitive dissonance to release a video like that is fucking mind-blowing.
To release a video addressing why people aren't talking about it, in effect, solving the problem and talking about it.
Yeah. And why the hell does he care if he doesn't like the movie? Fucking go watch something else.
Yeah, go and watch fucking Rambo
But of
3 for
course,
like the 10th time.
but of course, this fucking losers, all these losers hating the movie will be there opening day.
See, that's the thing with me and the criticisms that Rebirth got. I honestly wouldn't mind the shit that they're saying if they stood on their business and did not go and see the movie in any way. Oh, well, my friend paid for me. Well, then your friend's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You know? But that's how I always see it. Like, I mean, if you're going to whinge and bitch about it, that's fine. Don't go and see it then. Oh, but I'm a reviewer. I've got to go and see it. Like, there's always some fucking excuse.
Yeah.
Like, there's always some bullshit. No one is making you go and watch this crap. And you know no one is asking you to even try. Oh my god. And what I love the most is, okay, so if the 3 Jurassic World movies have done nothing but piss you off, right? Okay, that's fine, cool, to each their own. You don't like the World Series, that's fine. Why the fuck are you going to the 4th one then?
Yeah, it's mind-blowing, isn't it?
I like dinosaurs. It's the I like toys approach, isn't it? Yeah, why is no one talking about Avatar? Like, I haven't even seen Way of Water. And I'm a guy who really likes that sort of marine, like, you know, like Fallen Kingdom is like my favorite Jurassic movie at the moment, because I think it's cool that we got a Jurassic movie that has a submarine in it, albeit for a very short time in the intro when they retrieve the Indominus Rex bone. But
Well,
I think it's cool that it has a submarine in it, and someone's like, I can't believe you haven't seen Way of Water yet.
but that's what normal, healthy-minded people do. If you're not interested in it, you generally don't watch it. You're not gonna not be interested in something, go and watch it, and then complain about what a shit movie it is and what an awful time you had. If it's not like, I haven't seen, lots of big movies because, yeah, they just whatever reason, the trailer or the marketing, or I was let down by an earlier installment. Things just don't grab me. I don't go and check them out.
It was and I think that was probably the reason why I never saw Way of Water was because I've ever only seen the first Avatar once, and it was when we saw it in cinemas. I haven't seen it since then, and it's been almost 20 years since then. Um, I could barely tell you any of the characters' names. Like I remember fucking Giovanni Ribisi rocks up in there somewhere. I can't remember his character's name or what. I mean, he was the Paul Reiser knockoff, I think, in
Yeah,
the first movie, and like that's all I can really remember about it.
yeah, I like Paul Reiser. He's in Stranger Things too. Season two. I like him so far.
Yeah,
Burke.
is he still got the sweat on him?
Uh, I think he's playing a very Burke-like character. He's putting on this friendly face that he's on their side, but
Oh, fuck me.
it's not going to surprise me if he turns out to be a shit heel.
I say we grease this rat fuck son of a bitch right now. Yeah, I can't help but think that sometimes when I think about these. Whatever, who was it? It was that Guess the Grifter game.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like those dudes.
yeah, like what?
Actually, the fandom.
Like, what was it? Like the Acolyte episode 3. That's it. I'm done. Reviews for 4 and 5 are up. Oh, that is whoever invented that. Awesome shit. Like you just got to guess who they are because of the title of the videos.
Yeah, that I'm pretty sure that was the drinker, wasn't it? Yeah, that sounds like something he'd say.
Yeah, episode 3. I think it was for the Acolyte or whatever, or the Book of Boba Fett or something like that. And it was like, yeah, episode 3. That's it. I'm done. And then he's got reviews for 4 and 5 up. Like, what the hell, man? I think, but you know what I reckon? Here's my tinfoil hat theory, if you want to call it that or whatever, conspiracy theory. I think on some level these guys actually like the shit that they claim to hate. Like I reckon a lot of them were like all in on like Andor, the Acolyte, all that kind of thing. Only when the public kickback is there do they just come out and feign ignorance about it and how much they hate it. But I think they're pretty much on board with most of the shit that's come out.
Yeah, and I think they're really good at capitalizing on that part of human nature and human psychology. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, they've talked about it on Gruen a few times. People, for whatever reason, seek out, disagreement. If they're much more likely to click on a bad review of something than a good one. It's just something about human psychology, and I think some of these big channels understand that. I understand a negative review will attract a lot more eyeballs than a positive one.
But I think a lot of that comes down to people just wanting confirmation on their own thoughts on something rather than listening to anything sort of constructive. Like if they came out not feeling, because I remember you telling me one of your mates, one of their criticisms with the new Scream movies is that Scream isn't scary anymore. Well, of course it's not scary anymore because you're 30 years older. Um,
yeah,
like I think like similar thing to dinosaurs just don't impress me anymore. When I saw Jurassic World Rebirth, yeah, because you're 30 years older. Um,
yeah,
like it is what it is. But they'll go to a source on the internet that's within their age bracket just to confirm that feeling, not to really listen to anything constructive. It's more about that, I think. Which is why people go more for a negative review than a positive one. Because like you think about that, like one thing that you would have to look at is the age of the people that go for a negative review. I would put dollars to donuts that it's definitely an older crowd that do that.
yeah. I don't remember where I was reading it, but there's an article like teenagers don't use YouTube or young people, they certainly don't leave comments. Um, the younger generation are on other social media platforms.
Mm.
Like YouTube is for old people,
It
or
really
middle-aged
is.
people.
No.
Yeah, it's not. Teenagers may watch clips, but they don't interact and engage with it. That's, the geezer ones are Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The younger trendy ones have all gravitated to Twitch and Snapchat and Instagram and all that.
Yeah, I'm guessing Kick would be on that list as well.
Yeah,
Um,
and part of it is like living in a bubble and having no sense of self-reflection. Like people genuinely think that the things they love should have to grow up with them. Um, like of course, anyone with a functioning fucking brain will realize that, a Star Wars movie will probably not give you the same buzz as it did when you were five, when you're 45. Like on some level, theoretically, we know that, but we tend to get upset when it doesn't pay off. Like fucking hello, it's a movie. Get the fuck over it.
you'd be surprised just how hard that is to do for for some people. You know,
Yeah.
like I've been thinking about it a lot lately because like I was on that bandwagon going. Like I didn't out and out hate The Last Jedi like when I first saw it, and like even like The Force Awakens, I was just totally apathetic to those movies when they came out. Like mainly because of one simple thing. I'm like, well, if George isn't involved, there's no real reason to want to take any of this seriously. Um,
Yeah, and that's what I've sort of come around to. We did make plans to discuss The Last Jedi, and I've got my notes and did some research and had everything ready to go. But then I just sort of realized it's just a movie. If you didn't like it, get the fuck over it.
yeah, because then we sort of
And
become the guys that we're bagging the shit out of.
yeah.
You know, like yeah,
So yeah, I'd rather talk about, you know,
I love that.
something else.
I love that Mark Hamill quote. By the way, like I think it was the opening night of The Last Jedi. What advice can you give to the hardcore Star Wars fans? And then he's just like, I just want everyone to remember, it's only a movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, how sad is it that he actually had to say that
yeah,
and point it out?
he had to say that at his own premiere. Like fucking hell. Like that's where we're at. Like that's up there with saying you can't ask Michael Massey what it was like to off Brandon Lee. Like like convention organizers have to have that chat with people
Yeah.
before a Q&A. Like I can't fucking believe that.
Yeah.
The
Pretty sad state of affairs.
like yeah. You know, and like but like the more that I've sort of thought about it, the more that I've just sort of realized, like it is, because I remember that like there was a good quote, and it was something that stuck out to me. I've kind of got like a list of supernatural quotes at the moment. I really liked something that Castiel said to Dean at the end of season 5 in Swan Song, and it's after Sam has jumped back into the pit with Lucifer, and Dean's driving over to Lisa's place, and Cass has been resurrected, Bobby's been resurrected, pretty much everything's been put back into its place, and then Dean makes the complaint that, why am I the one that's going without? I wanted my brother and I don't have him. And Castiel just flat out says, you did get what you wanted, just more of the same. Like, you're in your car, you're driving off somewhere else, you got what you wanted, just more of the same. And that's sort of how I feel about all of the content that's come out. With Star Wars, whatever. It's like Jurassic, and that's funny enough is the reason why I loved Rebirth so much. Like, because it's just more of the same.
Yeah.
You know, like that's all it needs to be.
Yeah, and and that's pretty much the level I think, yeah, most sort of fans get to. It just sort of hits all the beats you need it to. It's
It's not gonna hit the same when you were 5 compared to when you were 45. And the thing that gets me the most about that comment is that when you turn 40, you're closer to being 60 than you are to 18. And people haven't had that realization yet. But you know what? There is also that crowd that just genuinely love anything that comes out with that name. You know what?
Yeah,
And
what's wrong with that? Nothing.
yeah, nothing wrong with that either. And funny enough, those people are made out to be the devil.
Yeah.
When
Shills.
yeah, when it comes to this, yeah, shills and all that kind of stuff, like all Star Wars is good Star Wars or whatever. Just using Star Wars as the example, like so awesome. you know, like if it's doing all of that, awesome, that's great. Like I won't tune into it, and I just sort of do the Charles dance. What's your opinion on the new such and such? I haven't really formed one, to be honest. I haven't been following it at all. You tell me. Is it any good?
Yeah.
Like the Venom movies, like you just got around to watching them. Like I haven't seen them yet. In absolutely no rush to. Like I know who Venom is. I used to love him as a kid and a few other bits and pieces, but it's not on my list of things to do anytime soon. I've heard some good things about him. I've heard some bad things about him, and it's just a movie, like right. It's a character, like you know, the world's not going to explode if I don't see them.
Yeah, yeah, I forget what reception they had when they first came out, but yeah, I was able to sit down a couple of weekends ago and hammer them out when the dust had well and truly settled. And yeah, they're okay. They're not incredible.
But
I
who's
think I
expecting
read
them to be, man?
well, I read someone wrote it's the most mediocre trilogy ever made. But it's a weird sort of compliment. I would agree with that in a good way. It's but yeah, like the funniest moment was was the final fight with Carnage in the church. He swings in and he screams, "Time to die!" And Eddie's voice goes, "Well, that's the spirit." And he goes, "No, I meant us. We are the ones who are about to die."
I remember you telling me another awesome quote. Shit, it's a red one.
Yeah, because he swings in acting tough, and yeah, the symbiote goes, "Shit, it's a red one," and it slides off Eddie and tries to run.
Yeah, it tries to fucking escape. Yeah, shit, it's a
Um,
red one.
yeah, very funny. And also, there's a weird kind of maturity to it, um, in that the love interest they break up and stay broken up, and they begin to start fleshing out the new partner. It's a weird sort of maturity in a movie as silly as that. It sort of keeps taking me out of the movie again in a good way. I hope they hold their nerve and keep them separated because yeah, you hardly ever see that. They break up early in the first film and you just think they'll reunite by the end of it, but they never did and they never do. It's really impressive.
It's Michelle Williams, isn't it?
Yeah, Anne Wayne is Michelle Williams, yeah, which I was not aware of. I yeah sat down and watched it and there she was.
Yeah, shit, we're gonna die.
Yeah, yeah, no, I meant us. We are the ones who are about to die.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been my best Resident Evil run, but having said that, this is also the highest difficulty that I've gone through. I probably won't wrap it up tonight. Um, that being said, there really isn't much left of this game to actually finish. Like we're almost up to the Tyrant, though I don't know how well that's going to play out. That's sort of why I'm save stating through it. Um, I'm sort of playing fast and loose here with the cockroaches because I kind of um, I just want to see like what more on our list is there. We take the battery. I'll probably get killed here now, but there's a couple of things that we're gonna have to wrap up before we finish this. The Tyrant fight in particular, and I missed a couple of Magnum shots and all of that. We're getting down to the ammo pinching sort of just playing it, hoping that things will go our way moments, but we're almost at the end of it. And then I'm pretty keen to sort of organise going through that San Andreas again.
Yeah.
After this. Because that's going to be it for Resident Evil for a while after this. I just didn't want to leave this playthrough unfinished. But I have had my ass kicked more times in this playthrough than anything else. Oh, like, what am I even fucking... Yeah, that'll kill me anyway. I don't even know what I'm trying to do there. But yeah, we got a few other things to organise. That battery, I got no idea what the fuck that battery is for. Oh, the elevator is what that is. But no, I think we'll be alright. Yeah, man. I need to start watching more movies that I might risk dying over unless everyone on the planet shares my exact same opinion. Did you watch Deadpool? I'm getting around to it this weekend. I might even dip into it a little bit tonight after we wrap up streaming. Yeah, because and that's another reason why I wanted to go in for the Deadpool, because you just did the Venom trilogy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'll turn you into a cock ring. Like, I mean, is that not writing at its best? So I'm pretty keen to check that out. And also, like, it's a character that I've got no connection to, whatever. It's literally everything that I like. You know what I mean? See, because, like, that's the one thing that I don't get about a lot of these reviewers and channels and critics, or whatever you want to call them. They're just a thorn in the ass after a while. And that is, they'll talk about all new characters, all new material, all new direction, all new script, all new, crew, and they get all of that, and then they don't go and see it. You know what I mean? Like, the bulk of that pretty much is Jurassic World Rebirth, and none of them went. Or they just got the cliff notes. Like, one of them said it's literally Anaconda Hunt for the Blood Orchid, but with a Jurassic skin on it. Well, two things on that. One, that sounds fucking awesome. And two, why do you say Anaconda Hunt for the Blood Orchid like it's in recent memory?
Yeah.
like, why do you mention that as the example? Like, it's, oh, do you remember that? No, I can guarantee you, like, if you look at, now the Critical Drinker didn't say that, but if you look at, like, the kind of people that tune into him on the regular, or Nerdrotic on the regular, you would think, like, no one over the age of 45, like, let's be even more generous. No, like, no one over the age of 25 will even know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the new one. It's a nice spin on it.
What's this? A new Anaconda movie?
Yeah, it stars Jack Black and Paul Rudd, so I'm liking this. It's not a remake. It's kind of meta the way they're doing it, where the Anaconda, the original one with Jennifer Lopez and Jon Voight, is like their favorite movie. So they want to go to the Amazon and I'm not sure if they want to make a fan film or just to relive the movie, but they get attacked by a real anaconda. It just looked really funny and really interesting. A nice twist on it. It's and I picked up the 88 films Blu-ray set of the original films, and yeah, it's one of my most prized possessions. I love the well, I'm such a huge fan of the first two in particular. They kind of lose the plot a bit with 3 and 4, but yeah,
I love Hunt for the Blood Orchid. I reckon, like, it's probably the best one out of the lot.
Yeah, like pound for pound, yeah, they're just so fun. Yeah, really fun movies. Anaconda.
But isn't that like the whole idea of the movie going experience, is to be entertained? Like, I think if the movie achieves that with at least one person in the crowd, it's done its job, right?
Yeah, but that's something as well you see creeping in on Reddit. Um, like people will make these topics about, I saw this movie and never learnt anything, or I didn't sort of know what to make of it. And people are pointing out, it's a movie, dude. Were you entertained? Yes or no? If you were, it did its job. It's entertainment.
Like
It's
what?
not meant to be some sort of profound, fucking life-changing moment.
And then you need to remind the person in question who said I didn't learn anything. It wasn't a profound moment. We are talking about anacondas, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
what I learned is don't fuck with a big snake.
yeah.
That's my takeaway. Like, and I mean, we talked about this before when you got your anaconda box set. The coolest thing about the anaconda in the original film was that it could make facial expressions. Like it had a brow. Like it got pissed off and it would make an angry face. Like snakes don't have that.
Yeah,
um, yeah, like I think we need to start getting back to the basics. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because what seems to be happening, what I'm noticing is like they'll talk about compare that to such and such movie, but they're not actually talking about the such and such movie. They're talking about the sort of the time frame that that such and such movie came out in. You know, like for example, like whatever Terminator's doing at the moment, it'll be like, oh well, compare that to T2 back in the day and all that kind of shit. Well, why do we have to compare it to T2 back in the day? Like, why can't we just compare it with it now? Well, the
yeah,
reason why they wanted back in the day was, you know, with all of the glitz and glamour and the thunder of it being this revolutionary thing. Well, it doesn't have that weight when you look at it in retrospect, does it? That's why they want to go back to the time that it actually came out in.
yeah.
It's like,
Only
yeah,
only film nerds who are fucktards will forget. I don't think they realize like 1991 was like they just toss it out like it was two
yesterday.
weekends ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was 35
they
years ago.
yeah, and it's like how they say look, there needs to be another 10 years between Terminators or Aliens or whatever. They need to. It's like they'll just toss it out like 10 years. Like
They'll
what
be
did Nick Maggie
pushing
say? Like
60, mind you,
yeah,
the next
like you'll
time that
be
they do this.
yeah, like they'll be lucky to be breathing. But we're talking like 8 years is not a weekend.
You got to
What
do
did Nick Maggie say?
you got
Yes.
you got to do the Tom Cruise quote from Collateral. What the fuck are you still doing driving a cab? Max 12 years is not temporary. Like yeah,
It's
this is just temporary. Like yeah, they need a decade off to make sure they get it right on the page. It's a killer robot.
yeah.
You know, like when they talk about they need to get it right on the page. And you know what? Like this is what gets me the most in like the Jurassic circles. Like they need to get it right on the page. They need to take more pages out of Crichton's book. Fuck me, man. Those books for content and inspiration have been picked clean. All right, like
Yeah.
there is nothing that there is no untapped well in the two Crichton novels. They have been picked clean. There's nothing there. Um, but what I love the most is they say, "Oh, well, the movies just go in for the shock value and eating people and dinosaur action." I'm like, and the fucking novel doesn't. Like the novel is up to its eyeballs in that shit as well. Like, but they'll talk about it like it's in this. But I just use the Vince Vaughn MTV skit with Peter Jackson and Ben Stiller. Like, I don't just between you and me, PJ, I don't think many people outside of the D&D club have even read the books. Like, there's nothing I like better than someone who screams 1993 Jurassic Park telling me how awesome the book is, and you just know by looking at them. They haven't even fucking read it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, tonally, they're very different, the book and the novel.
But to say like it's like there was no bleed over at all. Oh, come the fuck on. Like Jesus Christ. It gets out of control like that. But
Yeah.
I see. I think that's what it is. We've got too many, and it's sort of the reason why I've just started letting things go because I've seen what happens. It's like the ghosts and the phantoms in Supernatural that refuse to let go. Well, how many spirits do you run into that are in their right head? Um, like they can't let go and they can't move on. It's an awful lot like fandoms these days. Um,
Yeah.
like I don't want to be a 45-year-old guy going to a fucking Power Morphicon or a Star Wars celebration. Like I don't want to be doing that shit. Like you would frown on it if they went trick or treating. Why is this any different?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think it's interesting. Like at no other point in time have we ever had this phenomenon. I find the absurdity more interesting to discuss than any of the films that they're whinging or loving at the moment. It's like what you said. We'll quote Michael Massey there. We'll do the fun boy. That moment, like when Madam Web, I think it was when Madam Web failed. It was what was it? So they're happy that a movie featuring a character they don't give a fuck about, played by an actress they don't give a shit about, from a studio they claim not to care about, has failed. They're celebrating it. That is seriously fucked up. And when you break it down like that, like, why do they even care? Like, that's literally well, then why are you buying into their HasLabs then? But what about you, mate? What do you lined up? What are you checking out this weekend while we wrap up?
uh, Cricket. Yeah, cricket. There's about half an hour of play to go tonight.
Yep.
Um, and it starts again at a little after 1 p.m. tomorrow. So I'll watch some cricket while I get some jobs done. Yeah, more Stranger Things, I suppose. I'll try and get some reading done as well. I want to start. I've tried a couple of times over the years to start the Malazan Book of the Fallen, an epic fantasy series by Stephen Erickson. Um, but it's always I've always sort of lost interest in it after 100 or so pages.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like, it's yeah, very dense. You can't sleepwalk through it. You have to really pay attention. Um, so yeah, I've got the first book. I pulled it down off the shelf. I might just sort of dive in because there's a little bit of stuff at the start. There's a foreword by the author, like telling you can't sleepwalk through them. There's a list of there's a dramatis personae about all the characters, so it's easy to get overwhelmed.
It does like the Gary Goddard. Yeah, this was the film that I would have liked to have released if I didn't get shit canned back in the day.
Yeah, but someone mentioned yeah, just sort of skip all that, just pick up from the prologue, and just sort of focus on the characters at the moment because it's very deliberate what Erickson done. He's writing a whole history of this fictional empire he created, the Malazan Empire,
Yeah.
and he's big on like history has no beginning and end point. History's always been fluid. So he pretty much just drops you in the middle of a war and gradually he explains the context and the factions and the forces and all that. But someone mentioned skip all the stuff at the start, just focus on the characters for the opening couple of chapters and follow their journey because Erickson will eventually start, laying down the lore and the how the magic works and things like that. And
This is sounding an awful lot like that guide on how to watch Tenet. So
yeah,
you start it and you watch it halfway through, stop it, restart the movie again, watch it all over again after you've restarted at the halfway point. If it still doesn't make any sense, that's okay, keep going. Then, like, why even bother restarting it?
yeah. And it's funny because that's what I normally do anyway. I guess like I normally just sort of focus on the characters first and I don't really care about the world building um right off the bat. But yeah, maybe I'm just guilty of getting away from what worked for me. But I would love to sort of sink my teeth into another epic fantasy um and because I was always such a big fan of it. I think, George R.R. Martin has done a lot of damage to that genre. Um, I know I'm not the only one. I never pick up a book now that's unfinished, an unfinished series, and I'm certainly not the only one. Lots of people have said that. Um, but this one is all finished, and I believe he's also worked on a spin-off series. He's um, so yeah, like the entire Malazan Book of the Fallen was written, which is like 10 books. So yeah, the opportunity to sink my teeth into a huge, epic, sprawling saga that is finished, that does have an endpoint, and I don't have to wait, is very tempting. And heading into Christmas, when I'll have some time off, I can really devote some time to it.
I
Um,
love that. See, that's why I love the book clubs. I mean, like, not that I'll ever be an actual part of any of them, um, but you can't just sort of go in and then start screaming into a fucking camera on YouTube about why it was shit because you paid, like $45 or whatever to get into a movie theater. Like with a novel, you can't just sort of passively consume it. You have to actively consume it.
yeah,
Which, you would think a lot of the criticisms that people have with movies these days really would go away if they started actively watching the movies that they were critiquing and not just passively watching them.
yeah, yeah. But I suspect it's a losing battle. I was reading an article, Netflix are trialing this screen technology where you can watch two different things at once. Like, how sad is that? Because that's
What the
another reason why there's so much dysfunction in film circles and film communities. Everyone only half watches things. We half watch them while we're shit talking, we're shit posting. Um,
Yeah, we're whacking it on in the background
yeah.
while I'm doing the dishes.
Yeah, and some movies you can do that with. And Netflix, they've done some internal research about this. Yeah, people do have Netflix on in the background. There was this Jennifer Lopez movie that came out a year or so ago, and someone's review summed it up. Yeah, it's the perfect movie to watch while you're folding laundry. Um, so yeah, Netflix. Netflix. The thing about Netflix, they know an awful lot about their viewers and their viewing habits. Um, so they can pretty much tell when you're actively watching something and when you're passively watching it. Um, that's how good their metrics are. So they put a lot of money into productions where they know you'll only half watch it. And maybe that is the future. I don't know, but yeah, Netflix know an awful lot about their users. Put it that way.
Oh, for that kind of price, they can afford
Yeah, exactly. What
it.
about you? What are you? You going to check out Deadpool you mentioned?
Yeah, Deadpool. Because Matten's brought it up a few times, so at this point, I pretty much owe it to him to check it out. So, I was gonna do it this week, but the week sort of just got away from me a little bit. Um,
Yeah,
so
they do that.
yeah, they do that a little bit, but like as you were saying, we're almost up to the Christmas break. But I'll check out Deadpool this weekend. I was gonna get back around to Scream, but I don't think that series is really for me. um, like I don't know. I think I'm just in this weird sort of limbo where oh well,
Well,
Scream's it's just not
it's still
scary anymore.
it's still a couple of months until the next one. You can probably catch up and refresh your memory closer to the day. It doesn't come out until February, so
Yeah, I just think like it just yeah, I don't know, man. It's literally that Castiel moment, It's that it's more of the same.
yeah, but that looks like it's gonna fucking slap so hard, that movie.
See, but that's
When they're
but
walking
but
around the
that's
murder mystery house, that looked fucking awesome.
like when what I said was and you will never, no one will ever change my mind on this. The Scream 7 trailer is everything Scream 5 should have fucking been.
Yeah,
Like, just more of the same. I'm calling it for what it is, because it is just more of the same. Um,
yeah.
good.
And I thought she
Um,
called her daughter Tatum.
yeah, I saw a lot of people getting tugged on the heartstrings about that. I'm like, yeah, but Sydney was with Tatum for like 3 scenes. Uh, but all right, whatever. It gets you in the feels because it's for the fans. At the end of the day, it's not meant to. I get all of that. That's fine.
Mm. And
Um,
shooting him through the wall, I think they cribbed that from Breaking Bad. There's a funny scene in Breaking Bad where Mike the Hitman is aiming a gun at a wall, and there's a guy who can see what's on the other side, and he's sort of motioning and directing him left, right, up, a little bit higher, down a bit. Yep, bang, just shoots him through the wall.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll check it out, but I will say this one got me a lot more excited than what 5 and 6 did. Like, I thought 6 was fucking, oh god, whatever. I'm glad we're done with the Carpenter shit. Um, because I didn't look, man. I know Jenna Ortega has her fans and what Melissa Barrera or whatever the other one's name is. Like, look, yeah, cool, whatever. Not for me. It is what it is. um, but yeah, this one really sort of got me pumped up. Um, and I think the reason for that is because this sort of has all the ingredients that a Scream 5 should have had.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm glad that we're getting back to that. I think just because it's a bit more uniform. Like 5 and 6, they're awesome spin-offs, but they're a shit 5 and 6. Um, is how I see it. It's sort of like Resident Evil 7 and 8. I'm sure they're great games. They're just fucking terrible Resident Evil 7 and 8s. Like they're awesome spin-offs. They're just not good numerical entries. Um, is what they are. Which is funny enough is the criticism that I hear about Rogue One. Like it's an awesome episode, what 3.5, um, but it's a terrible spin-off. I'm like, all right, I guess. But no, apart from that, nah, it's all pretty lean. I might brush up on because we're getting that net upgraded next week. So I was going to go out of my way and start updating all of my library, but I'm like, there's no point doing that with the net that we got now. As soon as we roll out this fiber, that's when I'll go ham and upgrade everything, and I'll get GTA installed and get all of that lined up for the next stream. I do need to wrap up Resident Evil. I might even do a stream on Sunday or something about that. Um, and try to wrap that up because we're right at the end of it now. But I think most of it is going to be luck, and if the elements are going to play nice on our side, RNG, I think they call it. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah. Like as for tonight, I don't know. I might catch an episode or something before I call it a night.
Yeah, me too. I'll wander up and find something to wind down to.
Yeah, man, and it's just going to be more of the same. I think that's sort of the quote of the night for me.
Each day is better than the next.
Yeah. Look, Ted, like, look, if you love him so much, please be my guest. What's that? Do regular men streams. Yeah, I try to do it. Yeah, like I try to be a bit more frequent with the live streams, but yeah, like just I mean, like end of the year. I mean, everyone's just so under the pump. Um, like a couple of months ago, before we got into like that Q4, I was knocking out a couple of week. But now everyone else is starting to unwind down, and we're only a couple of like another fortnight away, and then that's pretty much it. Everyone's on autopilot. I'll be able to do it a bit more regularly, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. But I'm definitely going to do. I think San Andreas will be the next game because that'll be a nice change of pace from all the Resident Evils, and then we'll get back into it. I got some more videos I need to cut together and upload back onto the channel. So yeah, I need to plug away from that because I don't want to be slacking on the videos either. I've got another one that I need to upload and get that up there.
Yeah. I've got to the novelization for End of Days rocked up about a week or so ago.
Oh yeah.
So I'll try and knock that over if we ever want to do a discussion because I watched End of Days about a month or so ago. I'll read the novelization to see if there's any nuggets lurking in there. So
It's the End of Days, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, the
Um,
end of days.
and like End of Days, I mean, it had two fucking usual suspect actors in it, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, Kevin Pollak
And
and
Gabriel Byrne.
Gabriel Byrne. Yeah, the devil.
Yeah, you want to fuck with me? You think you're bad? You're a fucking choir boy compared to me. I love that. That needs to be a clip moment. I love the eyebrow raise that Gabriel Byrne gives
Yeah,
Arnold because he's Lucifer, isn't he? Um,
yeah.
like he
The
just gives it. You're a fucking choir boy compared to me.
yeah,
He
and he
just gives him
bumps
that
into.
eyebrow. Like,
Yeah, I also love the part he bumps into the kid with the skateboard. He's got the shirt Satan rules. Hey kid, cool shirt.
yeah, the End of Days. I've ever only seen it the once, I think.
Oh,
Um,
really? Okay.
like oh, like it was a while ago because I used to confuse it with the Sixth Day quite a lot.
Yeah, they
Um,
came out pretty close together,
I think
those
that's
two.
the reason why. Yeah, Jesus, Marg, what the fuck? Uh,
Yeah,
I
and they're sort
remember.
of both biblical titles as well.
Yeah, I think that's it as well. Because like I always remember Gabriel Byrne's in one and James Cromwell is in the other
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that's right.
Like, and to be honest with you, it's been quite a minute since I've seen even the Sixth Day.
Yeah,
Um,
well, I have the novelization of that coming as well, but I've had to order that from America, so it's still
well,
a couple of
we haven't done a chat on an Arnold movie, I think, since what Running Man. We have like we I think we've got a couple of them. We did Kindergarten Cop, I think, was one we did, and we did the
the
Running Man.
Running
So it
Man. Yeah,
might
I
be
remember
about
the
time
Running
to
Man.
it might be about time to do another Arnold chat.
Yeah.
The End of Days is going to be fantastic. That's what that's what I made the stream tonight. If I could find that behind the scenes clip or whatever where he says that, I'll put that in the next discussion. Yeah, it's the End of
Yeah.
Days and it's going to be fantastic. Um,
Yeah, well, it's just such a badass title, End of Days, Armageddon. Um, yeah, just such a fucking ominous, scary, apocalyptic title. The End of Days.
See, and that's something else that I'm hoping with the new the Resurrection of the Christ when that comes out. And it was something that you were saying as well. I want Judgment Day to finally be reclaimed by biblical text. It wasn't some fucking term that Terminator came up with.
Yeah. Well, that's always a good smell test with these later Terminator media. If they're treating it like it's a something exclusive to Terminator, it shows it's in the hands of writers who don't know what they're doing. um, yeah, Judgment Day is like a biblical term. Um, it's not something that Cameron thought up himself. It's a thematic title. So, um,
But the trick is convincing them of that.
yeah, but that's what was weird about T3. Why it smelt a bit off. Why are they talking about it like it's something that's they've just thought of themselves?
Yeah, it doesn't wash, does it?
Yeah.
It's like Judgment Day is inevitable. Like, what?
Yeah. Um, I don't like I don't like sensitive nice guy God from the New Testament. I like cranky old man God from the Old Testament, the fucking hellfire and brimstone and I'll just drown the world. Get off my lawn.
See, that's the thing that I love the most. It's almost like that preacher in oh, what was it, The Last Supper?
Yeah.
Where he's like, we are all God's children. Yes, true, we are, and like all children, we need to be punished.
Yeah.
Like that's how I see it from time to time. And I remember like Joshua had a good moment in Supernatural about that. Yeah, look, you can smite me if you want, but once like sooner or later he's gonna come back, and you know how he is with that whole wrath thing. like, like what was that other? I mean, you can't go wrong with a good Dean Winchester quote, but I always like that. Like, I mean, haven't you read the Bible, Sammy? When God gets pissed, you get out of the way.
Yes, that's right.
Like that's pretty much what the Bible is. Like not the together we make a rainbow. No, we're all going straight to hell, and he's just
Yeah.
looking for a reason, or just half a reason to get rid of us. You know,
Yeah.
like that's what I want to see come back. The fire and brimstone.
Yeah. Like, just Titanic sandstorms,
like the
songs of God's fury.
like the guy who fucking threw his own kid into hell and didn't miss a wink of sleep after the fact. Like that's like that. Like I mean, like that's like Eru Iluvatar levels of just coming down. Like imagine
Yeah.
being that big of a piece of shit that the man himself has to come down and get rid of you. Like,
I love it.
that's how it is, man. But yeah, no, looking forward to it, man. We'll kick off again, same time, same station. You'll have to let me know how the crickie's going.
Yeah, I want to watch a lot of this series. I expect it'll be a very tight one. It's been very even today after day one.
The ultimate
Australia, well,
test.
we started this stream when they were one down. They're now eight down. So 18 wickets have fallen today. So I think it will be a very evenly matched series. They're very evenly matched, Australia and England this year. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I'll keep you posted.
Sounds good, mate. No worries.
Yeah.
Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time, eh?
Yeah, no worries. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Behave yourselves.